What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. So the time has come for the very first ever Q&A for this channel. So I'm actually kind of nervous about this because this is something I thought about doing for a long time. Of course, you guys already know that I made the video just basically saying that you could ask me anything within that video and I would answer it. So a lot of you guys gave me some pretty good questions, a lot of questions that I would never think to even hear. Well, actually, some of them were pretty common, but I'm still going to answer them anyway. Keep in mind, some of the people that responded did have some compound questions, you know, multiple questions in one, and I will be answering those as well. So yeah, just to keep the video a little bit longer. And no, don't worry, I'm not going to be answering these simple questions with like yes or no or anything like that. I'll actually explain thoroughly, don't worry. So the first question might sound a little bit random to you guys, but you know, if some of you guys are like OG, you probably will understand this name. So he asked me, do you still talk with Zach Pack? This is from Justin Shivratan. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Sorry if I didn't. Honestly, I haven't really spoken to him in a while. Just in case some of you guys don't know who he is. He is a YouTuber that usually, you know, makes Nintendo stuff and, you know, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom related content. The thing is that I haven't really spoke to him or anyone from the Rehydrated Relief, mainly because, you know, there hasn't really been a game that has come out. I mean, yes, the Cosmic Shake was announced, but it's not really going to, I don't know. It's a very complex thing because the game was announced almost a year, or maybe not a year ago, like I think September. But the thing is that we haven't gotten any news of the game, and you know, there's no reason for us to do any sort of Rehydrated Relief if there's nothing new going on. Of course, we're going to get more info on the game around August, I believe. But until then, I can't really see myself talking to him or everyone else because I'm sure, you know, they're just doing their own thing. There's like right now we're kind of like just in a downtime. From what I've seen, I still watch his videos. I still do. And he usually makes videos with Chris Carpenter. He used to work with Game Explain, believe it or not. And yeah, I haven't really said much about it, but I did watch their skits. They're pretty good. He isn't really that important right now as how the channel grew, but back in the day at the very start, before I even had 1,000 subscribers, he and a lot of people were the reason why I started to actually climb up a little bit more. So I am completely grateful for that. But yeah, it's been a while since I've talked to him. I'm hoping that I could communicate with him once the direct comes out, or maybe even when, you know, the Cosmic Shake is fully announced and we have a release date, so we could plan things out and maybe do another Rehydrated Relief. We haven't been able to do that yet. So from Sabersan, what new content, i.e. maps, weapons, perks, etc. would you like to see in COD Mobile? Dude, I mean, what can I really say? As for the maps, we have a lot already. I know Favela's coming out in Season 6, so I'm pretty excited for that. I haven't played that map in a very long time. Ever since Modern Warfare 2. I mean, I did download the game on Xbox One, but I mean, I played like a few matches, but I haven't played the map extensively to at least enjoy it for what it is. So yeah, that's one thing. As for perks, that's kind of complicated because we pretty much have everything that we need. We have Cold-Blooded, we have Ghost, we have stuff to avoid flashbangs and concussions. We have stuff to keep us a little bit immune from like explosive damage. We have pretty much everything. I guess the only thing I would want them to bring in is probably Overkill, but again, you know, with the balance of this game, yes, right now it's pretty decent, but I don't really think it's a good idea to bring a perk like that into the game, at least for right now, because it might actually, I don't know, the whole pacing of the game might just mess up completely, because people are going to be running with like multiple snipers, or, you know, one sniper, one assault rifle. It's going to be really weird. As for weapons, I would say just release the Growl and just call it a day with Modern Warfare. Move on to another COD game. And it doesn't just have to be Cold War. You could bring some weapons from Modern Warfare Remaster. Okay, maybe not Modern Warfare Remaster. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying there. But you could bring stuff from Black Ops 2. You could bring stuff from Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3. There's still a lot of weapons in that game that still need to be brought in. One weapon that I would love for them to bring, and it's actually from Infinite Warfare, by the way, probably the KBS longbow. It was a sniper rifle that was pretty gigantic, but at the same time, I think that was like the quick-scoping sniper rifle of choice back then. It was a pretty fun sniper rifle, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, getting that thing Black Sky was amazing. Although it took a very, very long time. Like I said, the camo challenges for that game are just, oh my god, they're crazy. But not as crazy as Damascus, of course. Maps. What maps would I want them to bring? That's a very, very good question. I mean, what can they bring? Maybe some Black Ops 3 maps. What's that map called? It's like with a house. It's like a futuristic type of house thing. I forgot what it. What was that house called? Crap. I can't think of it at the top of my head, but it was in the beta, I believe. But yeah, it was like the maps that came with the game, but I can't really explain it right now. I think it was called Fringe. I think that's what it was called. But I mean, there's still other maps that they can bring, but the thing is that those maps focused a lot on advanced movement. You know, you couldn't get to a certain place without it. So it'd be kind of hard to place a map like that without adding some different stuff and kind of like taking away from the original. Another one that I would love to see also is probably Strike Zone from Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that before. It was probably one of the most played maps. It was like the nuke town for that game. It was fun. I mean, without the camping, of course. As for other shit, man, give us the option. Like I said, I've said it millions of times at this point. I don't really think I have to explain it. Just bring Aether Crystal to Blueprints, for fuck's sake. We have had it for over a year. It's time we get it. And also, give us a fucking completionist camo for getting diamond on at least a certain weapon class or on everything. You know, something animated, something badass, because keep in mind, it takes a very long fucking time. I remember back in season 13 when I was grinding diamond for everything. That was like the one thing that actually motivated me to get everything done, because you never know when that can happen. Even though it hasn't happened yet, it can happen sometime in the future. And you know, knowing now, we've been getting a lot of completionist camos, so it's not out of the realm of possibility if people request it enough. But at the same time, no one has. But it's kind of weird to me that they wouldn't, because I mean, people in ranked, do they play this game for like over 8 hours a day? Come on. Or at least the ones on the very top of the leaderboard. But still, people play this game long enough for them to be able to grind the whole thing. And, you know, having a camo like that, something that would look really good, would motivate them to play even more, increasing player retention. I think the last thing that they could probably bring, of course, is the prestige mode. It's kind of crazy that we haven't gotten that yet, because they gave us a concept and asked us how we would feel if they put that. Because let's be honest, most of us have been on level 150 for like 3 years now. And there's nothing that happens after that. Like once you hit 150, that's it. You've already hit the highest level in the game possible. Really, the only thing that you could do now is either camo grind or just make it to legendary ranked. So it'd be nice to have something there so you could level up and, you know, maybe get some rewards along the way. Kind of like how it was in Black Ops 4, or like anything that had level 1000 in Master Prestige. You guys get what I mean, right? So for example, every 100 levels you could get like some special blueprint or some special weapon camo or something like that. You know, so give us like more incentive to play the game. To be honest, it may not be long now before they add it, because I mean, what else do they really need to add for this game other than just new weapons? I mean, well, tournament camos is something they also have to work on, but I'm pretty sure it's crossed their minds multiple times about prestige mode and how they would implement it to the game. So maybe even as we speak, it might be a work in progress. So we don't know. We don't know. It could come out like a month from now or a year from now. Like it could come out anytime. The question is just when. It's very complicated for the devs. And I don't even know how large their dev studio is. So depending on how large, maybe they will get it done in a slower or like a faster pace. But still, I don't understand why they would give us some sort of concept of it if they were just not going to do anything. Like everything that they talk about or bring up is there for a reason. Like you guys remember when I first predicted that, you know, weapon camos are going to be put on blueprints like a long time ago. I think this was like during the Halloween update, after like I think the second Halloween update when Damascus first came out, and I saw like that you were able to at least have a preview of how your legendary skins would look like with Damascus or something like that. You know, that shit was I mean, it was pretty amazing, and it actually opened the door to the possibility of that happening, and eventually it did. So everything that's in this game, it has a reason to be there. Just like when we saw like those glitches with Aether Crystal or Red Sprite on those blueprints, it's there for a reason. It feels like they have been working on it. So, and even now they've already confirmed it. They confirmed that Red Sprite and Glacial Ripple is going to be added on on blueprints. Like the matter of when, I don't know, but it can happen very soon, and it could probably happen this next major update around season 7 or even season 9. So now we have a question from my friend Spitzy Poo. You ever thought about doing ranked to get your favorite weapon master? I would love to, but I mean, after master, like I can't even go any further, so I would have to wait every now and then. I know I could do it in BR, but dude, BR is fucking boring, and honestly, I don't have the patience to get master on the weapons that I like. I mean, because the thing is that there's too many weapons that I like, and I don't know, I feel like there's like this stigma behind like the master rank, especially with those like with M13s or kilos and all that shit. You know, it's like whenever I see people with master ranks of those, I look at them with so much contempt. I don't look at them with any like respect. I don't know, it's weird for me. I don't really care too much about getting weapon master. Like, so long as I know I'm good with a weapon, that's all that matters. So now the next question is actually a pretty good one, to be honest. What is your opinion on Africa not having any servers, leaving South Africans such as myself with constant 90 milliseconds as the nearest server is in Europe? So I have heard about this issue before. Some people complain about it on Reddit, saying that, you know, in Africa the servers aren't really that great, or there's no servers in a certain area for them to have good speeds, which is kind of weird. I don't know if you're like in the global version or Garena or whatever allows you know, like people from Africa to play. I'm assuming it's global, right? The weird thing is that if it's available in that area, I don't know why they wouldn't have a server there to help you with connection. That's kind of weird. And the thing is that Africa is a large ass continent. You would think that they would have more servers over there, especially if the game's available in that area. So I don't know why they don't have extra servers over there to help you guys, but yeah, that's my own opinion on it. I can't really say much because I don't know that much about like the servers and everything, but that's just I'm looking at it like in face value. I don't really know what to say in this situation. Next question from Octane98, I believe. I think that's the number. Would you play in a controller-only tournament in COD Mobile? I mean, if it allowed it, but keep in mind, it's a mobile game. Having controller support is kind of like a privilege. So, you know, plus we're the minority of players anyways. So, a tournament like that would kind of be impossible unless we like have like a whole, like if all of us fucking unite as one to have this. But it's a very far-fetched idea. But if it was possible, I would actually participate in it to see at least where I stand. I don't expect to be the best one, but I hope I could be up there at least, or above average. Next question from Musip, or Mukip, I don't know. God, you guys have the weirdest names. Will you switch to Warzone Mobile? So that's a very, very good question, because I don't plan to switch, but I plan to play both games anyway. But the thing is that I don't know if controller support is going to be added immediately upon release. I'm assuming that if it's going to be added, it'll probably be added in like a little bit later on, within a few months. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try it on touch. I mean, I'm still gonna have some gameplay for you guys, or I might even live stream it. And who knows, maybe I could actually improve by playing touch in this game and, you know, be better in COD Mobile, and I could kind of like, you know, play both ways. But you know, like the controller support is like a big determining factor, because I've been so used to it for such a long time. For about over 2 years I've been playing COD Mobile with controller, and that's all I know. So I don't know. I mean, I think they would have controller support right away. I mean, Apex Legends Mobile, despite the fact that it's from a different studio, they did have controller support immediately, and it works very smoothly. So I'm hoping that they, you know, do the same thing here. But I mean, who knows? It could be a very far-fetched idea, and I'm not doubting that it wouldn't be supported, but I don't think it's gonna be released immediately. I mean, even with COD Mobile, it did take a while for controller support to be added into the game. It took like what, 3-4 seasons, and it was without aim assist. But I think later on they actually added it in because it sucked without it. All right, next question is from NAQ6. I'm just gonna say that. Here's the question. I'm trying to be in the leaderboards for the M21 EBR. I'm trying to use this thing in ranked. I'm an aggressive sniper main, and I wanted to use this weapon aggressively, though I know it was meant to be used passively. I'm trying to use this in ranked S&D, and I was wondering what tips you'd give to help me out if you decide to answer this. Well, luckily for you, I did decide to answer this. My best advice to you is don't. I mean, in Search and Destroy, people are going to be using the strongest things available, and this happens in public matches as well. When you see snipers, you don't see people with M21s or XPRs. It's going to be almost impossible to kill in one shot unless you're in very close range. I know the M21 was buffed recently to have one-shot kill potential, but only for like a few meters, and that's pretty much it. If anything, I'd say just if you're gonna grind this weapon in leaderboards, I suggest doing it in Battle Royale, because you're not really going to succeed as well, or just do it in a respawn mode. I mean, Battle Royale, like that other one, because I know one of my friends, I forgot who it was. I think it was either Bruin or Third Arm who ended up getting like a leaderboard ranking for the M21, and they were just doing it in Battle Royale. They weren't doing it ranked. So I don't recommend using that weapon in ranked S&D, because you're just gonna get wrecked completely, no matter what way you actually build out the weapon. So from Srivan Katesh, hopefully I said your name right. Hi Triforce Addiction, love your videos, keep it up. Here are my questions. Number 1, will you continue doing versus videos, like comparing legendary guns even though you did not buy them? That's a weird question. Well, actually, no, it's not really a weird question. It's a rational question. What the fuck am I saying? Not really with legendary guns, but with base guns I will be. You know, some guns that are similar to each other, like the LK24 and the KN44. I've been, like, a lot of people compare those two weapons together a lot, so I do plan on making a video on that, as well as other guns that are similar to one another. Will you ever play in a mobile device? I'm assuming you mean like touch. Well, technically I already play on a mobile device. I play on an iPad, but I don't play touch. Will I ever plan a series on doing a legendary only through mobile device? Probably not in the near future, because like I said, I'm so used to, well, let's be honest, I don't have the patience to learn touch. I'm fucking tired every day. So yeah, I don't have the patience. I'll get frustrated so easily. What is your current mobile phone? Well, I have an iPad Pro, A12Z chip. It's the one before the M1. I think it's the 4th generation or 3rd. I'm not really that sure. Finally, how's your life now that you've stopped buying legendary guns? Hope it's going well. I mean, I actually thought it was going to be a hard thing, because I never really skipped legendaries for a long time, but I mean, dude, it's a huge money saver, honestly. It doesn't bother me that I do, and plus, for the most part, I've been using just the base weapons. I've been playing like a free-to-play player for quite a bit now, so the thing is that, like, I feel like I play worse if I play with legendary guns. It's kind of weird to explain, but yeah, I don't play the same that I do compared to, like, you know, using those blueprints. It's weird. I used to, but not anymore. I guess that's what happens when you just rely on the original weapon for too long. So now we move on to YSF. So this is a very, very good question. Why do you hate the Kilo Bolt action? I think it's the best gun for me. Of course, first of all, everyone has their preferences, and second, it's not that, well, honestly, I used to like it a lot. I mean, it was the one marksman rifle that I would use religiously back when the SPR was a hit marker machine. It was extremely reliable, super fast. The stopping power reload wasn't such a detriment to the gun. But after the sniper overhaul, like, it became a completely different story, because I believe that they made the fucking Kilo Bolt action way too fucking slow. I mean, it's slower than the actual sniper rifles, which is fucking crazy. Well, it's only slower than the sniper rifles if you want to put stopping power reload, but that was the one attachment that I relied on the most to get those one-shot kills. I mean, yes, you can get one-shot kills without it, but it's going to be much harder. And things that you would have to put more attachments to increase the range, because it does have a pretty serious damage drop-off. So yeah, the thing is that they made it way too slow for a marksman rifle. It feels more like an LMG than anything. Like, it's way too heavy to be a marksman. They've made some improvements to the gun, you know, increasing its damage a little bit and increasing the ADS speed, but only so slightly to the point where you don't even notice it. But yeah, it's way too heavy for a marksman rifle, and it even says, you know, marksman rifles are supposed to be lighter versions of the sniper rifles, but yeah, it's heavier than an Arctic 50 with stopping power. It's not good. So another question from Zori: what do you plan to do in the next year about your YouTube channel, or just real life? So just real life, I'm finishing up school, just a few more classes left before I graduate and get my bachelor's degree. So yeah, that's happening in real life. Other than that, my plans are to join customs, you know, or join some sort of federal agency, something like law enforcement related. As for the YouTube channel, that's a very good question because next year there's a lot of shit coming out. I mean, from what I've heard, Breath of the Wild 2 is confirmed for next year in 2023. I mean, there's probably other games that are coming out. As of right now, we don't really have a lot of info, mainly because the Direct doesn't come out until, like, I believe the end of this month. So we have, like, no news on anything Nintendo related. But as for COD Mobile, I still plan to make videos on this, but hopefully I get to branch out at least a little bit to play, you know, stuff that my channel was originally intended for, like Nintendo shit. But I haven't really had the chance to do so because, again, there's not really a lot of games for the Nintendo Switch that I'm really interested in. Well, with the exception of the Skywalker Saga, but I've pretty much already finished that game. So, yeah, that's my current plan as of right now. It's subject to change, obviously. So another question from Srivan Katesh Office. I think it's the same guy from before. All right, well, anyways, let's see the question. It's good that you made non-gaming videos like Johnny Depp versus the Heard trial. I didn't know that Depp was being sued till I saw your video. I would like those kinds of videos to continue. Do you have a gaming console? If so, what is it? Also, have you played Halo? What's your opinion on Halo Infinite? So first off, I never got into Halo, so yeah, that question's out of the way. As for gaming console, I do have a Nintendo Switch, as well as an Xbox Series S. I didn't get the Series X because I'm not really too serious with the console, at least as of right now. Also, another thing about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, it was Depp that was suing Amber Heard, not the other way around. He was suing her for defamation because she lied about him being abusive on all that stuff. And it's already finished by this point. He won the trial, which is amazing. And hopefully it does set a precedent because, you know, men could be victims as well. And that's something that a lot of feminists don't understand because they set up this weird thing where only men can be perpetrators and women could be victims. And honestly, that whole Me Too movement thing just fucking backfired like crazy because the moment they said believe all women, that's when the whole movement just fucked up completely because, you know, it basically said fuck men's rights in court. If they're accused, they're guilty automatically. Anything other than that, it's a miscarriage of justice. So that's how they have treated the whole thing, and like I said, it backfired. So now it's nice for a change to see that the guys are finally being shown some love because it's been a long time. We've been villainized for a very, very long time, and I care about this stuff because I don't want to, you know, meet a girl and, you know, they're just out there like thinking all of us are just freaking predators. That's not how every guy is. Like, you can't associate us with a small group of people and expect us to be okay with it. Like, if a guy goes up to a girl and says like, oh, you're a gold digger, all you girls are gold diggers, every girl on this planet is a gold digger, I mean, they're gonna feel fucking insulted. So that's exactly how we feel in this situation. And it's nice to have something like this happen because it shows us that, you know, women are just as capable of malice. Look, I want to get married one day and have my own children. Like, I've always wanted a daughter. But it's not going to happen if every girl sees me as a fucking monster. And I know not every girl thinks like that, obviously. But you guys get what I mean. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little, how do I say, jaded about this whole situation. Because I've been exposed to all the negative shit that women have done for a very, very long time. So I do have some bias there, I will admit that. But yeah, it's a rough time, honestly, and I'm hoping that things get better in the future because, you know, we can't just, you know, live in a world where everyone's just pointing the finger at each other. Like, that's not how it is. And even recently, I mean, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of women do some pretty messed up, grimy shit. And recently, like, I don't know if you guys saw this viral clip of a girl falsely accusing a guy of being a creep at the gym when he glanced at her for not even a second. Like, she was taking off her shirt, like she had like a sports bra underneath, and she was just like, oh, do you need something? And like, she was being extremely rude to this guy, and the guy wasn't having it. Obviously, he was saying like, if you're rude, like, just then get the fuck out of my gym, your membership is revoked and all that stuff, which did happen. And like, her video on TikTok got like a lot of hate, and she had to like make her profile like private and everything. And even Joey Swoll himself, I'm pretty sure some of you guys have heard about him. Like, he's the one that kind of like confronts like women in the gym for doing that. You know, women who like make videos on TikTok saying that this person is a creep when they're just not even looking at them. Thing is that they're messing with people's lives. They have families and everything. They have jobs. And if their manager sees that shit, they're gonna fucking fire them. It's amazing how easily you could ruin a man's life with just a simple accusation. And even then, even recently I saw that there was like this book on Amazon called How to Destroy Men, basically a step-by-step guide on how to falsely accuse men of like either domestic violence or SA. It's that serious. Of course, the book got removed because a lot of people were complaining about it. But yeah, I mean, ever since this whole trial happened, things have changed a little bit for the better. And I guess that girl that made the gym video did not get the memo that she lost, apparently. But I think a lot of women that are like scared about the fact that she lost are just pissed off that their power to destroy men's life instantly is no longer available. I think that's what's going on, because I know there's still people on her side, but I think it's just the fact that they no longer, or I guess their power to ruin men's lives instantly is completely compromised, or it's been taken away from them and they hate it. But it's something that had to be done. In my personal opinion, no one should have that power to destroy a person's life immediately without any proof. No one, either, even if you're a man or a woman, it does not matter. No one should have that type of power, because now we've seen firsthand how dangerous it can be. You're usually treated like shit if you ask for evidence of anything, of any accusation. And yeah, it's weird, because every single time I ask like a girl what happened between her and this guy, it's always, oh, he was abusive and everything. Like, I would have understood if it was like one or two people saying that, but every girl that I ask says that shit. And it's just like, it's not possible for every guy to be abusive. And it sucks because we never hear the guy's side of the story. Isn't that crazy? It kind of puts everything into question, because even in my city, there are some times where women do post on Facebook warning people about this guy that's a creep, but all they have to prove that he's a creep is just him walking down the street. And that's it. Like, there was this one that I saw where this girl was claiming that this guy was trying to like SA a homeless woman, but all I see in the video is just him walking down the fucking street, like, just casually. You know, like that's not enough fucking proof. And that's the thing, like, that's what's crazy. You have to be careful when it comes to accusations like this, because they're serious accusations. The sad reality is that any girl could take a picture of you anywhere, and you don't even have to know the person, and they could just claim that you did something to them, and you'd be amazed by how many people would believe them. And I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't be surprised if one of my own former girlfriends have said something like that about me. And who knows, that could have happened to you too. So yeah, we're in a shithole right now. And I won't lie to you, that I think that's happened to me once before, because one of my ex-girlfriends that I broke up with back in 2015 after I graduated, her mom was pretty overprotective, and for good reason. She was having some custody issues, but she was accusing me of making some rumors about, you know, her own daughter. I mean, my ex-girlfriend cheating on me, but I never said a single thing about her. If anything, most of it's just been positive. I mean, she was a really good girlfriend. And the thing is that, you know, I did visit the school between 2016 and 2017, you know, like during this festival event, like near the end of the year. And every single time she saw me, she looked like she was happy to see me. So I don't know what happened there. She told me that one of her friends said that. Or I think that's what happened. I don't know. This happened like fucking like 5 years ago. So my memory's still a little bit foggy. But that whole time, like, because I told her I wanted to go into the police force at the time. That was my decision. And she told me that she basically said she was going to jeopardize my chances of going into the police force because her husband was a police lieutenant. And I'm just like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, my whole workout pace was completely just shattered that day. Like, I was completely thrown off by that. Because it was weird, because before she confronted me, she was looking at me through the wall, because there's like a CrossFit section and then there's like, you know, the weight room section. And she was looking at me through the window. I'm just like, that's weird. Like, why is she looking at me like that? And then she fucking confronted me, and that happened. I was just like, dude, what the fuck happened? But I guess she forgot about the whole thing because I don't know, like whenever I see her, it's like I don't even exist. So I don't know, maybe she forgot who I was, like completely, I don't know. But I mean, from what I've seen, I do have my ex-girlfriend on Instagram, and she seems to be living her life. I mean, she's in the Air Force and everything. She seems to be doing a good job, so I mean, she's fine. But yeah, I mean, I wish the best for her. But yeah, bottom line, man, you know, accusations are just, they need to be taken seriously. I mean, they shouldn't be dismissed right away, obviously. I mean, you should investigate every single accusation, but you can't just presume someone guilty without any proof. The whole funny thing about this is that if you go on TikTok, there's like a lot of like feminists saying that, well, they're basically gaslighting men for just simply being interested in the case. And it bothers me because it's just like, when was the last time you've ever been interested in a male domestic violence case? Like, you've never cared about like us as men. I mean, you seem to see us all as monsters, but like we're suddenly shamed for just, you know, finally supporting a fellow brother. You know, it's fucking stupid. The reason why we don't really focus a lot on SA cases or even, you know, domestic violence cases towards men is because, dude, we never hear about that. And then they could say that, oh, well, the patriarchy is the reason why you guys don't talk about your problems. No, dumbass, it's because we're naturally like that. They always come up with that, like the patriarchy thing is like that one word that they use to like excuse them from anything that they do wrong. It's like, you know, especially with like domestic violence cases. Oh, men can be victims. The patriarchy. It's fucking stupid, man. They talk about how like the patriarchy is like built to like put women down, but it's so fucking like, it just bothers me so much. I don't know why it does, but it just bothers me. Because if anything, they have more power than us. The fact that you're able to fucking accuse someone and just get them sent to prison and have their lives fucking ruined is something that we can't even fucking do. The fact that you're able to opt out of parenthood and we can't, that's another power that you have over us. And it's like this whole Roe v. Wade thing that even bothers me too, because it's like, for me personally, I don't care if like someone has an abortion. But why is the blame going completely on us? It takes two to make a fucking baby. And second, who the fuck is forcing you to take all these like these birth control things? Like, I've never seen a fucking guy force a girl into taking birth control. But they expect us to get like fucking vasectomies so they won't take birth control. Like I said, I've never seen a guy force a girl to take birth control. Those things are just options. No one's forcing you to fucking take it. It's your choice. I actually saw like a video a few months ago about like, I guess like a discussion between like 4 guys and 4 women. It was talking about whether or not mandatory paternity tests should be a thing. And dude, the women got so fucking defensive, dude. It was funny as fuck. But I was looking at the comment sections. I mean, even the girls were agreeing with the guys. They were saying like, well, the way these girls are being defensive is the exact reason as to why we should have it in the first place. And like a lot of other people are saying that, oh, they don't want it to be a thing because they know they're capable of committing an act like that. One of them was like screaming at the top of her lungs saying like, oh, we have different things to worry about. It's a personal problem, or, you know, we shouldn't be paying for that, dude. Like a paternity test is like $100 first and foremost. But like, dude, she was screaming at the top of her lungs. And she was like making all these excuses like, well, I mean, girls have to take care of kids that are not theirs all the time. Well, there's a difference, motherfucker. You don't fucking have to pay for the kid. I've heard recently, like, what was her name? Black China or Megan Thee Stallion? Whoever Rob Kardashian dated was like asking for fucking child support. And like, he literally hit her back by saying, I see her like almost every day of the week. Why do I have to pay child support? And like another guy came in saying like the same thing because I think she's a mother for 2 kids, or I don't know, something like that. I don't really follow celebrities' lives, but it was funny because it's the audacity, man. It's absolutely crazy. You should check out this channel called Just Pearly Things. I mean, she usually groups up with the, like, you know, a good mix of men and women, and they talk about, you know, issues of like, well, I guess men and women. But I mean, she even agrees. It's like, why should a woman be entitled to a guy's money if she doesn't even let them see the kids sometimes, you know? you know, men have our own issues. That's the whole bottom line of this thing. I know I've been kind of like going on about this for like over 10 minutes, but yeah, it's crazy over here in the United States. And I don't know if you're from here because I don't know, maybe you're from India. I'm not really that sure. But yeah, if we're in the shitter right now, so yeah, let's just move on to the next question, shall we? So now a new question from Kid X. Okay, I'm an idiot so I'm gonna ask this. What do you do for a living? Like, are you working? Why? I used to work, like, I think I worked last year in this place called True Fit, you know, at the gym. I was working maintenance, but you know, it's kind of like conflicting with my school schedule. It was during, I think, spring semester, but I haven't worked since then. But I've been working mainly on school and just working out mainly. Dude, I feel like I've lost a lot of weight, and you know, being in the sun for like over an hour, I'm like tan as fuck. But as for the question of why I don't play BR or MP ranked, first, BR is, like I said, I've said it many times, it's fucking boring. And for multiplayer rank with controller players, it's a lot harder. You could really make it up to master at best, but without like any sort of glitch, you're not really going to be able to make it to legendary at all. That's why the last time the glitch was available, I reached legendary, and that was like the last time. I only have 2 legendaries I've ever done. Trust me, I would love nothing more to play ranked and reach legendary every series, but unfortunately that's not the world we live in this game. So yeah, it is what it is. A new question from Delta Wavy. So everyone knows that COD Mobile is the main game you play here on YouTube. So do you plan on playing other similar games or different genres of games? Also, do you ever intend on leaving COD Mobile for a newer, better game? The thing is that COD Mobile is ever changing, so it's always going to be updated. The thing is that I don't know if they will ever make like a second COD Mobile, or you know, who knows, they could like overhaul the entire movement system and the gunsmith and everything. And who knows, because Modern Warfare 2 is having a completely different type of gunsmith thing, where you could like set your, like have like a meter of how, like to set your certain attachments by how much stability it gives you or whatever the case may be. So yeah, this game's always going to be changing, and I have planned on making, you know, playthroughs for certain games when they do come out, like, you know, Cosmic Shake, as well as what's that game, also probably Modern Warfare 2 campaign as well. I think that would get me some views. But as for the multiplayer, I want to, but okay, that'll come up later. But trust me, I do want to play other games, but the one thing I'm worried about is, like, because I built my channel on this COD Mobile brand, so if I change it to something else, I feel like it's gonna affect my views. I don't know, this algorithm shit's weird. But yeah, I do plan on making different, you know, gameplays of different games, so just keep that in mind. So now Levy asked, I don't know if you accept multiple question comments, but here it goes. What keeps you motivated to continue grinding diamond for newer guns every season? Number 2, in all your time playing COD Mobile, what has been your 3 favorite meta weapons? After the video you made on the Johnny Depp case, you haven't really made another non-COD Mobile video. Is there a particular reason? Will you make another non-COD Mobile video again based on either a current real situation or maybe a thing you like? So I've already answered some of the questions, like the Johnny Depp case. I mean, I've talked about it for like 15 fucking minutes. But, you know, for question number 1, what keeps me motivated to grind a diamond on all weapons, including newer guns? Like I said earlier in the video, that I'm hoping that one day we could be rewarded for doing something like that. You know, getting a calling card or a new animated completionist camo. I'm hoping that it does happen sometime in the future. Even after all this time, I still hope it's going to happen. But I'll be honest, I mean, the tournament camos have been kind of, you know, keeping my anxiety of it dormant a little bit, because I mean, they do look pretty good. But yeah, the second question, in all your time playing COD Mobile, my 3 favorite meta weapons. That's a good question as well. For me, I don't really use meta a lot because, you know, I don't want to be one of those generic fucks. But if I would say, you know, I probably would prefer the ones that weren't really too toxic. Maybe like, I know the Fennec was meta back in the day, but for me, like, I did like it, but I wouldn't use it in a Kimbo form. I would use it mainly for just a single form. And, you know, that was one of the weapons that got me to Legendary the first time. So that one does have a special place in my heart. What else? What's another good meta? I mean, dude, there's a lot, really. You know, most of them in the past don't really sound as bad as what we've had now, you know? I can't really answer this question because you know, all the weapons I like right now have been meta in the past, so it's really hard to decide. But yeah. So for Mr. Alex, I know you don't buy legendary guns anymore, but is there a legendary gun skin that you like? Well, to be honest, I like a lot of them. But if I were to say, fuck, I mean, probably the FR556, the super highway one. That one was really good. It's probably one of my most favorite legendary skins. And you know, with the buff recently, I mean, I've been more inclined to use it, but I haven't, unfortunately. I'm hoping to use it a little bit more once you know, Red Sprite, Ether Crystal, as well as what do you call it, the Glacial Ripple is available to be used on them, because it'd be really nice to see how it would look. But it might be months from now, so yeah. So this question comes from Cheese COD Mobile. No offense, but your builds aren't good. Most of them are built for recoil, even though guns like the ICR don't need a grip, and most of your builds I've seen have negative bullet spread. Is it hard to control recoil on controllers? So at first I actually took it as an insult. It's like, oh, that's mean, but I know what he meant. So is it hard to control recoil on controllers? So the answer to that is actually yes, and I'm talking in a observational and, you know, from experience view. So I've seen a lot of like touch players use like really fast builds, like max speed fucking Fenix and max speed QQ9s, and have like no recoil issues at all. I even recently saw a video with Noah from YouTube with a Man of War full fucking speed build and have like literally no problems with recoil. So on an observational perspective, at least from touch, it looks like recoil is almost non-existent. I could be wrong completely. I could be completely off base with it. But yeah, with controller, it's a little more difficult because you have to keep the right control stick a little bit down, or at least face it down, so you know you could actually control it. And sometimes it does affect your aiming if you're trying to, you know, aim to like the left or to the right. So yeah, it is pretty difficult. But one thing that you do have to keep in mind as well is the fact that controller and touch are two completely different control styles. So obviously, yeah, we're gonna have like different class setups. Us, we focus more on accuracy, while, you know, COD Mobile, or I guess touch players, you know, just mainly focus on speed. And yeah, sometimes they'll have heavy builds, but for the most part, from what I've seen, have been like super light ones. And I don't know how they fucking do it. It's like psychotic. But yeah, I mean, if you have a different control style, obviously your classes are going to be a little bit different. So now, probably one of the biggest questions from my friend Pro here. Will you ever play Warzone with me, or Warzone 2 once it comes out? And will you buy and play Modern Warfare 2 2022? So that's a very good question. I didn't really play a lot of Warzone, you know, when it first got released. I did do the tutorial, but that's pretty much it. Warzone 2, I don't really know much about the game. Obviously, no one does. Thing is that, you know, I'm trying to get into Warzone Mobile once it comes out, so I might not, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that Damascus or Dark Matter grind for Modern Warfare 2 if I actually like the game. And keep in mind, I'll be 100% honest with you, I'm actually terrified to go back, and that's because I've been in this game for so long. I'm so used to how this game controls like the movement and everything. I'm like Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you guys have seen the show on Disney Plus, how like he hasn't used the Force in like 10 years and he's completely rusty, and then he has to go against fucking Darth Vader. Like, that's exactly how I feel. The thing is that I don't have any skill at all, like when it comes to console game, at least not anymore. I mean, like, once I get back into, you know, like once that game comes out, we'll show you my past stats with like Black Ops 4, because I'm not kidding you, I did play pretty decently. I had like a 3 KD just playing hardcore mode. It was a good time, but ever since Modern Warfare came out, like, my skills have just completely diminished. Yeah, it did come back a little bit, at least for you know, Black Ops Cold War, but then after that it diminished even more again. So like, I'm kind of like reduced down to a fucking noob at this point. So yeah, just understand that I'm scared out of my fucking mind. But anyways, that's all I have for the questions. I think I've answered more than enough. We're already like 45 minutes in. Fuck me, it's gonna take forever to fucking render everything. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll plan to do this like later on down the line, but yeah, this took quite a while. So yeah, anyways, have a good day, guys.